Okay, let's get started. Let me start off by acknowledging all of my council members who are present this evening, this afternoon. Mayor Pro Tem Martin, Councilmember Sally Alcorn, Councilmember Pollard, Councilmember Carolyn Evans Shabazz, Councilmember Travis, Councilmember Tiffany Thomas, and certainly got Dr. Laura Murillo with Houston Hispanic Chamber, who is present, and just a number of other individuals who are here. Chief Acevedo is over there. Chief McClellan is here. You know, I go down the list. Bishop Dixon is present. There are a number of individuals who are present with us today. Look, I'm excited today to announce the next Chief of Police for the City of Houston Police Department. For the past several days, I have spoken to and heard from countless Houstonians who offered their opinions and advice. And let me tell you about this city, there are no shortages of opinions and advice. I never thought that I could hear from so many people in such a short period of time. And I've had the opportunity to interview potential candidates for what I consider to be one of the most critical roles of any administration and one of the most important and visible jobs in the city of Houston. My goal was to find someone who was fully capable, and I underscore fully, capable of leading this department from day one, who knows the city, its neighborhoods, and its people. Someone who would work every single day to gain and maintain the trust of our diverse communities, who values the diversity of our communities, and people who exist and live in our community, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their language, regardless of their sexual orientation, and who would focus on the priorities of the Houston Police Department. And someone who has earned the respect of the command staff and those officers who patrol our streets every single day, 24/7. Someone who recognizes that our department is not perfect, and at the same time recognizes the importance of doing everything possible to put in place most of the recommendations coming from the Mayor's Task Force on Police Reform. The 5,300 police officers, the men and women on the front lines, deserve a police chief who will give them what they need to do their jobs. And the community deserves a police chief they can trust and depend on to keep them safe. The city of Houston is fortunate that with the departure of Chief Art Acevedo, the internal bench of the Houston Police Department is strong, and there are men and women who are fully capable to serve. With that in mind, this afternoon, I am announcing the appointment of Executive Assistant Chief Troy Fenner as the city's next Chief of Police. I know members of his family are here. I believe his mom is even watching on television. His wife and his son, Wyatt Fenner, and wife Shireen Fenter are here. And I know his mother is watching. Chief Fenner began his career with the Houston Police Department in 1990 and has worked in every aspect of the department. He has served in the Office of Public Affairs, the Southwest Division, South Gessner Division, and the Internal Investigation Command. He has also worked as the Assistant Chief of South Patrol Command. As Executive Assistant Chief, Fenner oversees the HPD field and support operations, which includes responsibility for 3 patrol region commands and 1 support command encompassing 15 patrol divisions: the Traffic Enforcement Division, the Emergency Communication Division, the Mental Health Division, and the Gang Division. Chief Fenner is a 31-year veteran of the Houston Police Department and a highly regarded law enforcement officer in the Houston Police Department. He has earned, and I underscore that, he has earned the trust and respect of people in every corner of our diverse community. He is strong, he's a decisive leader, and who he is someone people follow, listen to, and genuinely like. And since I have been mayor, I can tell you he is a straight shooter. He loves the department, the men and women of this department, and the people of this city. Troy Fenner is not just from Houston. He is Houston. He was born in Houston's 5th Ward. Some refer to that as the Nickel. Raised in Hiram Clark and graduated from Madison High School. He earned a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice from Sam Houston State University and a Master of Criminal Justice from the University of Houston, Clear Lake. Most importantly, Troy Fenner earned his stripes in the Houston Police Department and is prepared to lead from day one. In addition to naming our new Chief of Police today, I will also be proposing, at Chief Fenner's request, a command change within the Houston Police Department. The number 2 person in HPD, Deputy Executive Chief, requires a change to the Master's Job Classification Ordinance, which I will ask Houston City Council to approve. I am confident Chief Troy Fenner, his leadership team, and officers will do everything within their power to reduce crime across our city of Houston, to continue to earn and garner the respect of every single person in our city, and to move the city forward in a positive direction. And now, let me stop and let me bring up my recommendation to the members of the City Council, none other than Chief Troy Fenner.
So I just want to say a big thanks to, most importantly, God. And Mayor, thank you for this opportunity. I'm so humbled and so honored to lead this great department in this great city with so many great citizens. To the officers, the rank and file, thank y'all for supporting me and supporting the citizens of Houston. Chief McCullen, thank you for originally appointing me to Assistant Chief. Chief Acevedo, thank you for your leadership over the past 4.5 years. You're my friend, a colleague, and somebody who I truly respect. One thing, if people never question, and I tell them when they ask me, don't ever question your heart and your love for people and love for profession. Chief Slinkert, and I know you want to make a few statements. When the mayor, when Chief announced that he was going to Miami and phones started just blowing up, my partner, who we talk every day, we challenge one another emotionally, spiritually, ethically, every day. We try to get the deep feeling of what a person, if you're Caucasian, if you're black, whatever, you have your life experiences. And what people have to understand and believe, people are different. And I don't care if it's politics or whatever. You give value to a person's perceptions and their personal experiences. That's what I do with my partner. And thank God for the last probably 7 years, we've worked so close together. And when this came up, I want the city to know that my brother, my colleague Matt Slinkard, and I sat down and we said, whomever, because when the word got out that the mayor was going to stay inside of the police department. And thank you for doing that. We made the pledge. Matt and I made the pledge that whoever got it, the other one was going to stay here and help build this city. Because let me tell you something, just as any other city right now, major city, major crime. I know a lot of questions might be asked later, but let me set the stage. Let me set the stage. Because when we talk in terms of trust and building relationships and respecting people, we talk about the police department and the community, and that's so true. But it is just as important in the criminal justice arena. So it's time that everybody takes some responsibility and everybody come together. Let's stop throwing stones at one another. Let's sit down. I want to give you an analogy. If you out in the ocean, in a boat, the boat has holes in it. You got 3 people. One steering, trying to get back to the shore. The other one is plugging the holes. The other one is plowing along, trying to get there. If somebody start getting off course and throwing stones and whatnot, do you think you're going to get to safe ground? That's where we are right now. So the first thing, all my friends, because relationships are deep. And let me tell you something. I don't ever take it for granted, the relationships that I have in this city, the respect that I have. I would never violate that. The only ask I have is when I call some of the leaders in our greater Houston, Harris County area, please answer my call. I want meetings, meaningful meetings behind closed doors. Zoom ain't gonna work. Put on our masks, okay? Let's sit down and let's talk. Let's move forward because, hey, this is a great city. Great city. So I'm just confident with our leadership. Thank you for our council. Thank you for the mayor. And let me say to my wife and my son, my whole entire family is not here. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you. It's been a challenge. I don't want to talk too long because I know Matt, but I hope I set the stage. We're moving forward as a city, everybody together in Houston, Harris County. Thank God and thank you for the opportunity. Matt.
Before I call on the Executive Assistant Chief, Matt Slinkard, let me just say this, that when you said that, when you all heard that I was going to look internally, I don't know how you all heard that. It was supposed to be, it was supposed to have been a secret. I even told Ray Hunt that I had gone as far as Canada, and a couple of people were flying in from Canada. So I don't know where that came from, but I thought I had a secret. Apparently I didn't. Let me bring on now Executive Chief, and let me tell you, come on, ma'am. I will say that this is, and I'm gonna use the words from Chief McClellan. I had a winning hand to choose from. You know. There is no question, and so.
Thank you, Mayor, very much. Well, what an exciting day for the city of Houston, right? Can we get another round of applause for Chief Benner? Okay. As most of you know, after many years of news conferences, I rarely use notes. I usually speak extemporaneously from the heart and off the cuff. But today, I did not want to miss anything that God laid on my heart. So today I'm going to use notes, so please forgive me for that. First, let me say thank you to Mayor Turner and our council colleagues for their leadership and commitment to the city of Houston. And Mayor, I'm elated and proud to say that you've made an excellent outstanding and phenomenal selection for Houston's next chief of police. You know, I'm going to talk about Troy a little bit because Troy talked about the city and about the city, but Troy's not going to talk about himself. So I'm going to do that. Okay? For the last several decades, it has been one of my greatest honors to work alongside a leader like Troy Finner, whose integrity and character is simply exemplary and beyond reproach. You know, quite simply, Mayor, you've made an amazing selection for the Houston Police Department and for the citizens of this city. Now, as you all have seen, and many of you have been part of it, numerous news reports over the last several days have focused on the special relationship that Chief Finner and I have, and it's my distinct privilege to confirm for you today that every single one of those reports is true. But what they can never truly capture is really, truly the love and respect that we have for one another. You know, we've been in the trenches together for many years helping this city, almost a combined 60 years of service between the two of us for the city of Houston. We've been in those trenches together for a long time, and I truly believe the bond that we share in our leadership role has been one of the key factors to our success. And it's also been one of the key factors to learning from our shortcomings. You know, I want to take this opportunity to thank Chief Art Acevedo for his steadfast and relentless commitment to public service. You know, it is my deepest desire that God continues to bless you, sir, and your family on your next journey of service, and I will forever be grateful for the time that we were given together. You know, to my friend and my new boss. Let me say that one more time. Okay? To my friend and my new boss, Chief of Police Troy Finner. Words of the English language are woefully inadequate to express how I feel about you. I love and respect you as if you were my own flesh and blood. We have many challenges ahead of us, that is for sure. But as we continue to serve the citizens of Houston, know this: I will continue to work tirelessly day in and day out to support you and your vision, along with the mayor, for the incredible men and women of this agency and for the city of Houston. I am proud of you. I am overjoyed for you and your accomplishments, and I will consider it one of my greatest honors to now work for you and support you however I can. Congratulations, my friend, my brother. You wholeheartedly deserve this distinct honor, and the city of Houston will be blessed, and God will be pleased by your constant display of servant leadership.
Can a very diverse city be one? And the answer is yes. And look, Sharian, Wyatt, what an incredible day for your husband and for your father. Okay, what an incredible day, and what an incredible day for the city. Having said that, I guess would Mary take a few questions?
We're going to take a few questions, right, and we'll start with the pool. Is the pool here, or is nobody pooling?
I have the pool questions.
Okay, we'll start with the pool, and we'll focus today on this announcement. Thank you all.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
first
you.
of all. And we have some pool questions from KH of you. What will you and Chief Acevedo be focusing on during the transition period over the next few weeks?
Just making sure that we take care of our employees and the city. A lot goes in a transition, and this one is so quick. But you know, I want the citizens of Houston to know, we say transition, but it's more of a difficult transition when you don't have people that's ready. I'm ready. Chief Slinkert is ready. Our police department is ready. We got a strong union, so the transition is going to be what it is, but we're ready to move forward.
Right, next question. What do you believe your biggest challenges will be once you take over, and how will you face them and address
Just
them?
as any other major city right now, COVID is going on, violent crime is raging. So at the very top of my agenda is going to be reducing homicides, reducing violent crime. At the same time, building that trust in the community. So those are going to be the top two. There are going to be conversations that we're going to have over the next couple of days. We'll come up with a few other things, but those are the top two.
All right. What is the biggest challenge you think you're facing at the moment taking over?
I think that those are the challenges. Those are the top two.
Okay.
Those are the top two. With the challenges that's going on with COVID, and a lot of people think that we're out of it. We're not. And then what's happening if people, and especially young people, if they have been not locked down, I don't want to use that, but enclosed, and now things are open, and someday we got to open it up, understand that. But it's a lot of friction out there, okay? People are very frustrated, so that's another challenge. So, but we're going to be all right.
All righty. I think we're good here. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Chief Finner. A question for you, just a couple questions. The first being something we heard from your predecessor quite a bit about criminals being released on relatively low bonds or being released on bond. I was asking about the person accused of killing Sergeant Sean Rios being out on bond. What are your thoughts on that issue?
My thoughts are as with anybody, okay? If you shoot and kill the person, we're hoping that we're doing everything as a criminal justice system to keep them in. But remember what I started with. I'm not throwing stones at anybody. I want to use my relationships, sit down at the table and talk. Let me be the first one to take some responsibility and some accountability. But let's sit down and let's talk. Everybody can see kind of what's going on, but you got to have those respectful, meaningful conversations. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. He shot and killed one officer, okay? That hurts. But it's a lot of other people that lost relatives out here as well. So we got to work together, okay?
And the second, obviously one making a lot of headlines right now, the accusations against Deshaun Watson. Will HPD be investigating those victims' claims?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd rather take that one. Yeah. He's the police chief, but I'm still the mayor. Okay. And having said that, and because I want to keep Sheridan and why you want y'all come up here. Yeah. I told Wyatt that when I was his age, I kind of looked, give or take a little, here or there. But you want to introduce your family? Come on.
So I want to first say we have, between the two of us, we got 5 kids. Everybody's grown except my little man. This is Wyatt. He's 10 years old, Wyatt Finner. All right? And this is my wife, Sharon. Thank you. You like to say something? You good? All right. So you don't want to say?
All right, I think we're going to take some pictures. Mary, how you want to do
Okay, we just have time for one more question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then we're going to take some pictures after that. Thank you all.
Okay.
Hi there, Mayor.
Hey, Mary.
Chief Finner, if I may, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then, Mayor, I just had one quick follow-up with you, sir. Since I only have one question.
Is it a good one?
You know me. But in your words, why are Houstonians safer today with you in charge as opposed to 24 hours ago?
It's not in my words, and it's not a competition or whatnot. I hope that I've learned from everybody I've been around, and including Chief Acevedo. You take that and you build yourself up, okay? And that's what I think I've done. I think I'm ready, but it just ain't about me, and that's what people miss sometimes, okay? It's about our collective team. I'm ready because those who work for me and I work for them, they're ready. So I think we're going to be in a good position. We got a lot of work to do. We got to mend some of those gaps in this criminal justice system that everybody knows is there. But I'm ready. I'm ready, and our city is ready, and our county is ready. Thank you.
Mayor, is Chief Finner officially the chief as of today, or when does he officially become the chief and Chief Acevedo exits to
He
Miami?
becomes official subject to city council approval.
Was- So that would mean next Wednesday, is that correct, sir?
It's as soon as we can get it on the agenda. I think we still have time to place it on the agenda for the 24th.
So for the Houstonians are clear. Chief Acevedo's in charge
Yes.
until the city council approves.
Yes, there can only be one chief at one time.
Just want to make sure we're
Yeah,
all clear there.
and I certainly want to acknowledge and thank Chief Art Acevedo for his service. He and I go back before I became mayor. He was the police chief in Austin, Texas, and has come to the city of Houston, and I firmly believe, as I said on Monday, that he was the right person at the right time in this season. And I wish him well, and now he's heading to be the police chief to a friend of mine, Mayor Suarez, who is a friend of mine. In fact, I was on phone call this morning with him and a number of other mayors. And so I wish Chief Acevedo well. I want to thank him for his service to this city. I want to thank him for his heart, because you know he has a lot of heart. So I want to thank him for that, and I really appreciate him not being afraid to just put it out in front. And so, and putting himself out in front, but not being afraid to hug folk, even in the midst of COVID. And for his sense of humor. So he knows how I feel about him. I appreciate you, and thank you so very, very much. And lastly, I am so hopeful for our city, and I'm hopeful for our city because we can make a transition like today going forward. And we can do it in a uniform way. And that's the beauty. And that's the city that I know and the city that I love. And to have these council members here. And Councilmember Travis doesn't attend too many press conferences. I just have to acknowledge this now. Councilmember Travis doesn't. In fact, I don't think he's attending hardly any of my press conferences. But he's here today. He's here today. And so thank you very much. And all these other council members who are doing a whole lot of things during spring break, who have come back and come in, I appreciate that.
Mayor, I know KOTU asked this question. We have questions as well. It's a national story. It involves women, and it involves safety and security. There's allegations made against Deshaun Watson. Is HPD investigating this at all?
Well, I tell you what, we can finish this part of the press conference, and then if you have any other items like that, you can talk on the side. Why don't we do that? Okay? But I'm so tempted to weigh in on that, but my inner spirit is saying, hold. Okay. Oh, and let me just say, I did plan to come in today. I can't hold this because I did. My plan, Bishop Dixon, today, and council members, I was going to come in a police officer's uniform. And I was going to say, I've decided to be the chief of police. But at the last minute, they told me, Mayor, that was a bad idea. Yeah. But I was going to walk in and then see how people responded. But
Crime would go down.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry. So Mayor Turner mentioned earlier that y'all were going to focus on moving forward with some of the police reform efforts. Do you have any of those priorities yet, or anything identified that you
We'll
want to
get
look
that
at
out
first?
to you, but I can tell you, and Chief Acevedo has said, and Mayor Turner can attest to it, the great majority of the recommendations put forward, we agreed to roll them out, and the mayor is going to call us and order us to roll them out. So we should be sending something out really soon here. All right.